evening, everybody. It's Sean Vanderlee here saying hello to you. I hope that you're staying warm. You know, I went outside today for about an hour or so walk, and it was actually beautiful. Sun was shining. I found it warm. I didn't really notice too much in the way of a wind chill. It was probably minus 26, minus 27, they said, so not so bad. I hope that you're getting outside at least a little. Anyways, tonight what I want to do is actually read a poem and talk about it a bit. This poem is by a gentleman named Frank O'Hara. Here's the book. There you go. I think that, Frank O'Hara sort of had like a resurgence in popularity, weirdly as a result of being featured on Mad Men, I think in season 2, a poem of his, which I'm not going to read. But anyways, it's sort of good because it brings these people back up from, into a bigger audience and gets them out there from sort of the poetry department into a more of a mainstream culture, which is great because he's a phenomenal poet. There's lots and lots of great poems, very interesting, very cool aesthetic. And I've chosen this poem because I think that I like to think that it sort of connects with my own aesthetic and my own way of thinking about things and doing things, and what I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel, my Twitter, and my website. And I guess that's really just sort of an expression of what's going on essentially with my life, which is that I'm a guy who practices law, and likes to keep fit, and likes to read books, and likes to fart around with wood carving, and likes to spend time with my niece and go skating and spend time outdoors and time with friends and all that good stuff. Anyway, so here goes the poem, and feel free to drop me a line if you say, Sean, you're nuts, or Sean, I love that poem, or Sean, tell me more. Drop me a line. Anyways, here's the poem. It's called My Heart. It's from 1955. Here goes. I'm not going to cry all the time, nor shall I laugh all the time. I don't prefer one strain to another. I'd have the immediacy of a bad movie, not just a sleeper, but also the big, overproduced first-run kind. I want to be at least as alive as the vulgar. And if some aficionado of my mess says, that's not like Frank, all to the good. I don't wear brown and gray suits all the time, do I? No, I wear work shirts to the opera. Often, I want my feet to be bare. I want my face to be shaven, and my heart. You can't plan on the heart, but the better part of it, my poetry, is open. So that's the end of that. Beautiful, beautiful piece. I love the spirit of it. I want to be at least as alive as the vulgar. Sometimes, if you're coming, sort of from an academic setting, or, you're one of these people who really hates on Nickelback or something. You could sort of look down on a certain subset of people who likes those sorts of things, but isn't there a part of that person that looks at them and says, geez, I wish I did have the kind of wild girlfriend, or did get into that sort of messy, vibrant sort of life that I'm sort of looking down on, but also wishing I was a part of, or had something similar, had that feeling of life. And then that's not like Frank. I like that idea. Frank doesn't necessarily want to keep people guessing, but he thinks that that's a part of just him being himself. And I definitely can identify with that. I really love the sound of this. I wear work shirts to the opera. I want my feet to be bare. I want my face to be shaven. My heart is open. The better part of it is poetry is open. Great, beautiful, beautiful words. I think that, for myself, the process I've gone through over the last few years in terms of getting involved in Twitter, building a website, and then, I had this novel just sitting around on my hard drive, basically. And I said, you know what, I'm going to get that some air. And I think that process has been good for me in terms of opening up, putting it out there, kind of prepared for criticism. We're prepared for no one to read it, and but it's out there, and I think that's great, and I'm very happy about that. Anyways, so yeah, those are just sort of a few thoughts I had about the aesthetic of this cool poem, which I really, really, really respond to. I actually read this years ago when I tagged along to a poetry reading that my cousin went to. He was in some sort of weird writing program at Grant Mac. I forget what night it was exactly, but we were in this bar on White somewhere, like 99th and White. This weird bar and an extension on it. And this extension was like so poorly built, you could feel the wind kind of right through it. It was like colder than today. It was like minus 30s for sure, and I read this thing. And so it's a poem I always loved, and I never really noticed how much it sort of says about me. At least I think it does. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's sort of the way I've been approaching things publicly lately. Anyways, I hope that you guys are doing good, that you are staying warm, that we'll talk again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.